highest percentage ever. What a compliment there. Skip, how do you feel about them both getting into the Hall of Fame?
Molly, Stephen A., bear with me on this.
Sure.
Ken Griffey Jr., no doubt Hall of Famer. No issue there. But I do have this issue. I do not understand the outpouring, the outcry over why Ken Griffey Jr. wasn't the first ever unanimous selection to the Hall of Fame, because I don't see that. He obviously had an all-time great career that could have and should have been much greater to me. Let me count the ways. If we go back to early years in Seattle, he obviously, he put Seattle baseball on the national map. He saved the Mariners franchise. Safeco was the house that Ken Griffey Jr. built. And I can show you 4 years in there in Seattle when he put up all-time great numbers. And as Tim Kirkjian says, he's one of the top 6 defensive center fielders of all time. Not the best, but one of the top 6. Better than Willie Mays? I think not. But that's just me, and that's a little subjective. So, why this outpouring and this outcry? Because he was the one slugger who played through the steroid era that nobody suspected of being dirty, of using PEDs. Now, my experience was that you have to have an ounce of doubt about everybody who played in that era, every pitcher and every hitter. But I don't have any doubt about Ken Griffey Jr. Why? Because I used the eye test. He wasn't a workout warrior. And by the time he hit 30, if I look at his last 11 years in professional baseball, he wasn't Ken Griffey Jr. anymore. Because he wasn't a workout warrior. And if we could see the pictures of Ken Griffey Jr., he got heavy, then he got heavier, and then he just got, to me, fat by standards of a professional athlete. By the end, in the White Sox, there he is, he just got fat. And I lost some respect for him. Now, again, that was eye test proof that he wasn't a steroid user or abuser. But Stephen A., over those last 11 years, he became, to me, indifferent about baseball. I thought he didn't take it all that seriously. I thought he occasionally was a little bitter and a little mad at the world. Again, I don't want to rain on his parade today, but I'm just trying to show you why I can't view him as should have been a unanimous selection. Don't understand all that, because that was 11 years as he went back home to Cincinnati and then bounced on around to Chicago and then finally back to Seattle. Again, beloved in Seattle, beloved in Cincinnati. But over that time, I couldn't recognize that guy anymore. And to me, his lack of commitment to keeping himself in great shape was almost as unforgivable as those who fanatically tried to improve their physical conditioning in the weight room as workout warriors with the help of PEDs. It's almost as bad. It's almost the same quote-unquote sin to me that you didn't take care of yourself at all. Because I remind everybody, you can inject yourself in the butt with anabolic steroids or HGH or whatever you want to use, but unless you go hit those weights and hit them hard, it will do you little to no good, okay? So you have to put in the work. And to me, Ken Griffey Jr. was a little bit of a spoiled brat because you know his background. His father was a really good player.
Yes, he was.
Played till he was 40 years of age. Played for one of the greatest teams ever, the Big Red Machine, through the 70s in Cincinnati. And Griffey Jr. grew up, had the benefit of growing up in the clubhouse of one of the greatest teams ever.
A rare, privileged background.
Oh, privileged. Born with a, maybe not silver spoon, but silver slugger in his mouth, right? That's what he was born with. And I was around him quite a bit. I don't know him personally, but I was in a lot of media sessions with him. A little spoiled, a little bit he should have been, because, my God, it was the sweetest swing we have ever seen. He inherited a lot from his father, and he worked hard on the field at his craft. But the whole idea of weight rooms or running or any of those sorts of things that a lot of people embraced along the way through the steroid era, he didn't. So I'm sorry, but I just lost a little respect over those last long 11 years when he just lost it a little bit.
Well, let's throw out the numbers first, just for everybody. First of all, congrats to Piazza, because I feel like Piazza is one of the top 3 greatest.
Okay, that's a whole other issue.
I know that.
All right.
The catcher's position.
Yep.
And I know we're going to get there.
All right.
But what I'm saying is, let's stay with Griffey first.
All right.
630 home runs, 6th all-time, 1,836 RBIs, 13th all-time, 1,662 runs. He's a former league MVP, a 13-time All-Star. Only 19 players have more than that in Major League Baseball history. 10 gold gloves, tied for 3rd all-time with Clemente and
we got
Mays.
it.
So we got all that. 7
Sure.
Silver Slug Awards.
We got it.
What I'm saying to you is this. When you look at those numbers, you say the last 7. I say the last 11. I say the last 5. In 2005, Skip, he had 35 home runs, 92 RBIs, and a 301 batting average, okay? Because he retired in 2010.
He had 2 decent years in his last 11.
All right, 2 decent years, a little better than decent to me, okay? There were some so-so years, but he didn't really fall off the map until like the last 3. I'm saying this to you. It's not just a combination of father time, but if you're born and raised around the game, raised with the purity of the game, with everybody preaching about tradition and all of this other stuff, and then you see how the game had regressed. You saw Mark McGwire cheat. You saw Sammy Sosa cheat. You learned Rafael Palmeiro cheat. You were around when guys walked on Capitol Hill and didn't even know how to plead the fifth. One needed an interpreter. All of a sudden, he couldn't speak English. Talking about in baseball, it's been very, very good to me. And then you got Mark McGwire sitting there with his trifling self talking about, I'm just here to talk. I'm not here to talk about the past. And a congressman had to ask him, excuse me, are you exercising your Fifth Amendment rights? And he didn't even know how to do that.
Can I interject?
Go
Quick
ahead.
story.
Go ahead.
Out of Jeff Pearlman's book about Barry Bonds, the story was that Bonds attended at age 35, a party at Ken Griffey Jr.'s, and at that party informed Ken Griffey Jr. that he was sick and tired of watching Sosa and McGwire set records, and that he was going to, I'm paraphrasing the conversation,
Bonds said
this was reported in the book, would have to resort to using steroids. He called it, use this crap, as he called it, because I need it to compete with those guys. And all of a sudden, from 35 to 36, Barry Bonds went from 49 home runs to 73 home runs. Okay? Now, Griffey Jr. has denied. He says he can't remember that story. But just to frame it, it was at his house at a party.
But what I'm saying to you, and I appreciate that story, but it all highlights where I'm going. And where I'm going, Skip, is this. If you were born and raised and shrouded in the sanctity of America's national pastime, and then you see how the game has been sullied, and you're aware and knowledgeable of specifically how that is transpiring and who it's transpiring with, it can diminish and dissipate your faith, particularly when you're on the up and up, because your mentality is that I'm not doing such a thing. So when I look at that, and baseball more so than any other sport is predicated on numbers as it pertains to your Hall of Fame credentials, there is no question in my mind that Ken Griffey should have been a unanimous Hall of Famer. Unanimous.
How many MVPs did he win?
One.
How many rings did he win?
Well, I can't, come on, that's not fair.
It is fair.
No,
if you transcend it, if you're that guy who should be the first unanimous, you have to have carried a team.
That's intellectually dishonest on your part. Baseball, you can't do it by yourself. You listen. Hold on. Stay with me. If you are, listen, I'll tell you my personal story because I still resent this to this very day. Barry Bonds is coming to town. Skip, I don't want a media pass.
And they blocked him.
I paid for this seat. I had somebody with me. Walk to the baseball park. I paid $40 for parking. I paid $25, $35
you
for
walked 4 miles to the stadium.
And walked about 2 miles to the damn stadium. Walked about 2 miles to the damn stadium to watch Barry Bonds against the Yankees, and I watched them walk them. Listen, what I'm saying to you is this. You can't do but so much as a player.
Time out. Barry Bonds was the greatest player I ever had the privilege of watching.
Does he have a championship?
He should have. Not for Dusty Baker, because they were in position to close the deal when Dusty Baker went out and pulled Russ Ortiz at Anaheim in the 7th inning. Wait a second. No, you're making my point.
Go ahead.
Barry Bonds got walked more than anybody has ever been walked that year.
That's right.
And still, on force of will and presence, carried that team to a commanding position to win a World Series in 2002.
Whoa. what I'm saying to you is, but they didn't get it done.
They should have.
Hold on, let me finish. Because of someone other than him. I'm saying to you, because of baseball and the way it's designed, it literally, truly, even though it's a team, it is more individualized than any team sport we can think of, because literally a star can be neutralized because of the parts around him. There's nothing you can do. Ken Griffey, it's not his fault when he smacked 56 home runs.
There's this thing, there's this quality, there's this intangible, this leadership intangible that carries a team where the team rallies around you and feeds off you.
Skip.
They
in
did
baseball, in baseball, Skip.
Ken Griffey Jr. never took the game that seriously. He was never driven.
I'm not refuting that. I'm not refuting those facts.
Okay, well, don't give me unanimous.
No,
I'm
saying to you, it's unanimous because of the combination of two things. The numbers combined with the fact that in an era when people were cheating, he never did. So the numbers combined with the integrity that he brought to the equation because he didn't cheat should count, because they certainly counted against you when you do cheat. They thought
just because he, quote unquote, didn't cheat and then let himself go all the way in the back of his pack.
And the numbers. The point is, Mike Piazza is a guy, Skip, that they thought, rumors, but no evidence whatsoever.
But a lot of
they kept him out.
You could eye test Piazza, and you just said, wait a second.
Time out. But you did. But you admitted you didn't do that with Ken Griffey.
He did admit, Piazza, that he used androstenedione. He admitted in his book.
Which is what Mark McGuire had in his locker.
Which was to cover what he was really doing, because andro is a precursor to testosterone.
Fine. All I'm saying to you is that the numbers are there, but more importantly, so is the integrity. The combination of the two in this day and age qualifies you for no unanimous induction.
Okay, so if Piazza's in, how are Barry Bonds and Clemens not in? I just want to know.
Wait a minute now. Well, Clemens, I mean, look, the preponderance of evidence. And then you look at Barry Bonds. He admitted he used the cream in the clear. I think he should be in, but he admitted he used the cream in the clear. Piazza, I mean, come on. I think Bonds should be in with Piazza. I definitely do that. I definitely agree with that. But I believe that Ken Griffey Jr. should have been a unanimous selection.
Just because he didn't.
And the numbers. The numbers are here.
Are you not entertained, people? We need to leave it there.
I'm not entertained, actually.
I am. And we want to wish congratulations to the Griffey and Piazza family. I need help out here. So good thing when we come back, we have Herm in the house. Lovie Smith was fired yesterday, leaving many perplexed. What's going on here? Skip, Steve.